That was incredible. That was
It
incredible.
was. It was.
This
I almost
is
cried.
Rumble Pop. We are now Rumble Pop. This is our official first time rebranding. We were for the live shows, the Real Short Box. We're pivoting now. The Real Short Box is still going to be for our audio podcast, some of our interview videos, and things like that. But for these Monday live shows, we are officially Rumble Pop. So thanks for being on, guys. Thanks for being a part of Rumble Pop. I'm Donald. I'm here with Kevin, and we have two very special guests. Very special indeed. Our first guest of 2023. This is crazy. And one of the guests is in an old school. He's an OG. He's been on here for many, many years and many times. And the
My
other
gang symbols.
is brand new. So I'm going to do some stuff in the background, and I'm going to let Kevin take it away.
All right. Hello, Happy New Year. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone out there in the 24 time zones. Welcome to the most righteous, most fun, and most entertaining show on YouTube, Rumble Pop.
Woo, woo.
And I will now introduce our fellow panelists. First, he is a young man who is the executive producer of the Rumble Pop. He's from the great state of Ohio. He is Bruce Campbell's #2 fan. He is DC Comics for life. And if you have a problem with it, he just might pop you in the mouth. He was the 2000 Kent State University's Mr. Beefcake. And he was just voted the 2022 third best looking man of North Hollywood, California. Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
This man weighs in at a lean cut 11 stones. He is always socially lubricated. He walks like a duck. He talks like a duck. He is the original Da.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate. Oh, we're going again. Thank you. Oh, it's overwhelming, this love. I really appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. Oh! Thank you. That's so sweet. But please stop. Please, we have to get going with the show. Please.
Next, we are introducing for the first time a talented young lady from the great Pine Tree State of Maine. A state that has produced many famous people such as Stephen King, Judd Nelson, and Anna Kendrick. She is a very successful HealthNet account executive and a very strong, powerful, and popular ink drawing artist. Jurassic Park, which this year is the 30th anniversary, is one of her favorite movies, and she is a big fan of the great Guatemalan heartthrob actor, Oscar Isaac. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you for the first time on Rumble Pop, the host of the podcast, Yesterday, Tomorrow, and Fantasy, the tranquil, the tender, and the tantalizing Miss Tracy.
Hello.
Wow, that was an intro.
Wow. Yeah, that was good.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
And next, but last but certainly never the least, a man who is returning to be a co-host on the Rumble Pop. We haven't seen him since 2021 because he has a busy life and a busy schedule. He is a man who grew up on the hard streets of Los Angeles. This man graduated from Cal State Northridge with the
Hard
highest,
streets of Burbank,
Wow.
you mean?
Yeah.
with the highest of honors. He was voted the 2020 sexiest husband of the Santa Clarita
Sorry.
Valley. The
The sexiest. Okay.
sexiest.
Sexiest sexist.
He owns and operates a top 5 comic book shop in the great golden state of California. He delivers the figure 4 in customer service. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you once again the man who has very few words, a man who stands tall in the face of all types of adversity. This is Julio
Wow. Thank you very much for that amazing introduction.
I think he passed out halfway through.
I think so.
And then
It's
woke
true.
up
I
and
did
finished.
win Sexiest Sexist.
Now look, when we talk about the Duke of Newhall, California, I have to give him the proper respect.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Thank
true.
you.
That's fair. That's
Thank
fair.
you.
And of course, I am your humble podcaster, the Grand Master of the Jedi and Vulcan Arts, your Supreme Chancellor, Dr. Kevin.
Just to set this record straight, I did not graduate from Cal State Northridge.
I thought you did.
No, I didn't. No.
He went there, but
I went there
He dropped out.
occasionally.
He didn't want to. He
Oh.
didn't wanna
Good
do
time.
it. Yeah.
All right, my bad. I thought you
It's
had
all good.
various,
It's all right.
you had various degrees. But hey, the fact is you went there, you got a form of education, and you're doing well with your life and your business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, today, brothers and sisters out there on YouTube, we are going to be doing a review of the year 2022 throughout all pop culture, movies,
Hey.
It's over.
TV shows,
Yeah. Yeah.
and also a memoriam to those who have passed on
Oh, I'm
and-
ready for that one, man. I'm ready.
That-
moved
by the way.
on to glory.
I'm ready. I've looked up so many people. I'm ready. I'm
All good.
so many people. I went out, and in fact, I wanted to put some people on there that weren't, and I choked them out
Yeah.
until they died, and then I threw their name in
Again?
there real quick. So they haven't
that would
even
be
popped up on the
2023.
news yet. You know?
Oh. Cool.
Nah, I count it. I count it.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I
That's
count
all
it.
good.
We
Okay.
have some real comments real quick. My mom and dad are here. Everybody say hi to my mom and dad.
Hello,
Hi.
Mrs. McKinney.
John, aka Hot and Cool Stuff, is on. He says, "Yay!
Oh no.
Who's
Oh, no.
young? Dick Grayson has some competition." Oh,
Oh,
hot dang! Maria popped on. She says, "Hi, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Maria." It's
Happy
been a
New
bit.
Year.
I haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. John from Real Action Pro Wrestling popped in. John
Hey.
has been a fan favorite on the podcast. He says, "Hey, welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining, John. We really appreciate it." Ricky Barnett popped in. Ricky Bobby is here. Hello to you too, sir. And my mom to everybody says hi, all. I think it's my mom. It's probably not my dad. He types a little. I think he types
Probably
slower
not.
than her. I don't know. I could be wrong. Enrique popped in. He says, "Hey, y'all. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Enrique.
Happy New Year.
We are going to
Happy New
get
Year.
crazy. Now, some of you guys that are just popping in, I want to show you our new intro, our new video intro here for the official rebranding. We are now, for the live shows, we are called Rumble Pop. So here is our video. I hope you enjoy if you have yet to see it. Here we go. Wow, that was intense. I mean,
Dude.
Powerful.
I almost peed a little
It's
bit.
not what almost came out of me.
A little bit. A little bit. There are fluids flowing here tonight, everybody. It's just going to be a crazy evening. I hope you all enjoy. I hope you all have a good time. So, basically, 2022. I tore my meniscus. 2022, I feel personally it can suck me. But there were a few highlights. I did get to go a little bit international. I got to spread the love and the joy of the Real Short Box podcast to comic fans all over the globe. We got to go to LA Comic Con and do some great interviews. Those will be coming soon as I can get my lazy ass moving. Kevin kept the podcast going even when I had mental breakdowns and I was crying, and he was holding me, and he was shirtless for some reason, but I didn't question it. I let him hold me, and we got over it. We got over 2022. There was a lot of bad things. There was a lot of good things too. So we want to remind everybody of those good things. And I think Julio has been chomping at the bit to mention one thing that, or a couple things actually, that may have been great in 2022 that came back into
Oh,
our
shit,
lives.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you want to
yeah.
mention that, Julio, I will. I think I have a picture that I can even bring up.
The greatest introduction, your face, watching you devour the Taco Bell enchilada was worth me buying it all year for you, man.
Yeah,
You deserve it.
It's true. It was.
It came back after 10 years, man.
10
I have
years.
dreamt of the moment, and it happened. I was on the phone with my brother. He lives in Portland, And he's like, "Oh man, it's raining like crazy, but I had to get out." I'm like, "Why?" "I had to go to Taco Bell." And I'm like, "I'd rather make a sandwich." And he was like, "No, man, the Enchilito is back." Dude, the next morning, man, I called everyone that night. Taco Bell, Enchilitos.
You called me in the
Incredible.
morning, and you were like,
I
"Hey,"
did.
and I was like getting ready, and you were like, "Hey, man," like I was getting ready for work, and you're like, "So the Enchilito's back,"
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh, okay." And you're like, "You don't know about the Enchilito?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah.
And then he went into this like hour long. I was a half hour late to work because he went into this hour long diatribe of like the Enchilito and the layers and the consistency and the perfection of the sauce and the melted cheese on top. And how he was a little disappointed the olives weren't there, but he got over it
Yeah,
because
I
they were
got over
still
it.
able to bring back this greatness and bring it
Yes.
back into our lives. So I felt like I had to do the honors of taste testing it along with him the first day he went to get it. So
Yeah.
we did do that.
Thank you for sharing that moment with
Yeah,
me.
yeah. It was
We bonded.
Sarah McLachlan actually showed up to the shop and started singing "I Will Remember You," and we locked eyes.
That
as
was
we were
weird,
eating.
but I appreciated it.
Yeah, I know. It was so random. Like she
Yeah,
was
yeah.
even at that Taco Bell.
She was holding
And
like
then
dead
followed you
puppies
back.
or soon to be dead puppies, as
Yes.
she was saying.
She was strangling the puppies as she was watching us eat the Enchilitos. It was a very awkward time.
It was very weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, but somehow we both got even more hungry. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just-
yes.
So Enrique says, I peed myself so much. Oh, that's great, Enrique. Thank you for sharing. John says, Nito. Thanks, John. Enrique says, I asked Kevin to take his shirt off when he held you. Oh, it was you. Okay, that makes sense now. And Enrique says he had a Mexican pizza today. Enrique, aren't you Mexican? And doesn't that mean you have one every day? No.
Wow.
No?
Food for thought.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to say that again here real quick. Aren't you Mexican? And doesn't that make it that you've had a Mexican pizza every day? It's okay. They're applauding right now. It's all right. Yeah. It just took him a minute to catch on. That's okay. That's okay. He's probably not at all. I'm an asshole. All right. So the Enchilito, the Mexican pizza, both are back at Taco Bell. It looks like for a limited time on the Enchilito. I'm not so sure about the Mexican pizza, but
They better not. I will sue.
yeah. Yeah? You're going to sue him?
Yeah.
I would love to see that lawsuit. That would be amazing.
I will do it. I will do it.
Jed Bernard popped in. Thanks for joining, Jed. He says, LOL, I had 2 Mexican last night. So I think he means 2 Mexican pizzas, unless
No.
he means he had 2 Mexicans last night. In
Yeah.
which case, I don't know where he's going with this, but I'm just going to assume it's sexual. Because
Yes.
that's what we do here.
He kept the sombrero.
Oh, God. I'm just going
All
to
right.
disappear. Oh, wait, that's going over my face. There we go. Now I've been replaced by an Enchilito.
Oh, dude, that looks good.
I've improved the whole podcast here. Okay, so the Enchilito's back. The Mexican pizza's back. Slim Shady is back, I assume, because he
Yeah.
always has that song, you know.
You know who's back?
Who?
Taylor's back.
Oh, Tay-Tay.
Tay-Tay's back.
Yep.
Taylor Swift,
That's
yeah.
that. The greatest news of 2022 is that Taylor Swift is back on tour.
Yep.
Okay.
This is her year.
Is it?
Mhm.
Is it? It wasn't
Oh.
like every year her year? Jeez.
I
Yes.
feel like, yeah, but like 2022 was a huge year for her.
Mm.
I mean, she was, the first artist to have all 10 of, the Billboard top Hot 100.
That's true. You're not wrong. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very true. That's crazy, though. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's nuts. It's crazy.
Jed says, I had 2 Mexican pizzas at Taco Bell last night. Hashtag
Sure.
cheat day. And John says, insert sad dog faces here. LOL. And Austin
John only
says
tuned in to
Mexican
hear
pizza.
about Taylor. That's all you did.
It's possible. I don't know if John
Mhm.
likes Tay-Tay or not. I guess we'll find out. So we had all of these positive things happen. I don't know about the Taylor Swift thing necessarily being that positive. But I
Don't
will
do it.
say, I did get to see Rod Stewart for the first time last year. That was excellent.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was good Sir Julio that took me to go see that. We had a great time. We have scarves now. We have matching scarves.
We
too.
do have scarves. I can wear it now. It's cold.
Right, with Rod Stewart on
Yep.
the scarf. It's
Yep.
freaking amazing. It's the best
Yep.
scarf ever.
Mhm.
I will treasure it always. So there's that.
I'm wearing
as-
mine tomorrow.
Are you? Are you really?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and getting an enchilada.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Tracy,
Yeah.
I kind of want to know what you thought of 2022. Just like an overall, like, did you enjoy the year?
Yeah, I think for the most part it was a great year. You know, there were like some bumps, right? Like
Mhm,
as any year. But no, I think it was a good year. I was, you know, there was nothing bad that happened, which is always a good thing.
That's true. That's
But-
good. That's good. Oh crap!
Yeah.
Evan Aldrich and Skater Kevin are watching us right now.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Julio, Skater Kevin is watching us right now. Right now.
He's watching us all the time.
and he's talking about, like, I liked when Youngblood crossed over, but like I don't like the new Youngblood. Like the new.
Do you
Youngblood.
remember when Ciampa got HIV?
Yeah. Now they don't talk about it. I think they cured him. I don't know,
I
buddy.
just probably got the Magic Johnson cure,
Yeah.
Just rub some money on it.
Yep. Hey, Kevin, I am going to need you to run and go grab that clip that we need. So can
Which
you do
clip?
that? Can you go
Which clip?
grab the clip, Kevin, for me?
All right. Good
Okay.
lord.
Thank you. Gosh,
What is going on?
I sent Kevin away. He's getting a clip. We need a clip. We need a picture. We need some pictures. And he didn't do his job proper.
Where's his
Uh-oh.
Rumble Spoon T-shirt?
What? You don't like it?
No. Where's his?
Oh, where's his Rumble Pop shirt? Yeah, I know.
Rumble. Yeah,
Maybe when
that's
he
it,
comes
Rumble
back,
Pop.
he'll have it on. Maybe.
Oh, sh-
Maybe that's part of me sending him away. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing right now, but it's great. We've got 14 people on wondering what the hell is happening.
I'm surprised he's not sitting in between the legs of some superhero.
Yeah. Walter says, loving 8-bit Kevin. Yeah, he's quite pixelated right now. So let's talk a little bit about, so Tracy liked 2022. Julio seemed to enjoy parts of it. I like some of it. Kevin absolutely couldn't stand it. He said 2022 was the worst year he's ever seen in his entire life, and he spits
Really?
every time he says the year.
Really?
Ask him to say the year, he'll spit.
Oh,
He'll go
that's
I mean,
interesting.
like that.
I mean, how can it be worse than 2020?
Oh man, like if you're an introvert, 2020 was like your jam. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean,
True.
isn't 2022 like the comeback year after the pandemic?
It's supposed to have been,
Yeah.
but I feel like there was a lot of mixed emotions, like a lot of mixed
Oh.
emotions. Yeah,
Should play the Rolling Stones song right now.
right. We should, but I do have a picture up right now of Taylor Swift. So you guys, I know you talked about Taylor Swift. Tracy, I
Yep.
knew you wanted to talk about Taylor Swift. So she's up on the screen.
Oh.
I'm sorry, you
I
can't
mean-
see it, Julio. I know how much you
No, I
like
can
Taylor
see it.
Swift. So-
I,
Oh, you could see it? Okay.
I'll open my own slideshow.
I mean, I'm just very excited. I'm very excited for her tour. I just think she's, I feel like in 2022, like everything happened for
Mhm.
her. Even though like she's very successful, obviously, but I feel like
Yeah.
2022 she elevated to like one of the greatest of all time.
Does she look like she got a little
Yeah.
thicker? Like, not in a bad
Yeah.
way. Like,
Yeah, she stopped, caring what people thought,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice. I know I like her like, a little bit with like meat on her bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Janet says, hey, gang, I survived driving in this flood. And Walter says, T Swift mid, but she makes bangers.
There you go.
Agreed. I mean, I don't think she's mid at all, but
I have no idea what that means, but
That
okay.
all sounded really weird to me.
yeah,
I felt
mid means
odd saying
like
it.
mediocre.
You know what
Yeah.
the best part of 2022 was for me
Ultraman.
is Donald becoming a full-fledged employee at We Can Be Heroes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
That's true.
that was good. That was good. Yeah. What are you drinking there, buddy?
I am having a nitro coffee milk stout with oat milk in it.
It doesn't
What?
look like it has
Really?
any oat milk in it at all.
It's creamy, so it
Mm.
doesn't look like it, but yeah, it does. It's
It
actually
looks like
Hmm.
wine.
it's quite exceptional. It's a very good year.
It's fucking Coke.
It's Coca-Cola. No, it's actually it is beer. But I do have a lovely strawberry hibiscus that I bought in France that I'm drinking also. It's quite
Wow.
delicious. Yeah.
You're a multitasker.
It is a tea. Oh, I like to have at least 2 to 3 different types of drinks at my ready while I'm at my station. I feel like it's only proper. You know, I like variety. Ultraman says The Last Ronin ended in 2022. Great story. Glad you brought that
Yes.
up. The Last Ronin was a fantastic story. It was about a guy named Ronin, and he happened to be the last guy on Earth,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he had
Yep.
to repopulate the species.
Yep.
And there was large snails involved, and something to do.
No, there was frogs. It was,
Was it
frogs.
frogs? Okay.
It was frogs.
All right. Yeah, I get confused,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's pretty
Roddy
much the
Piper
whole
was in
story.
it. It was great.
Roddy Piper was in it, yeah. Frogtown, I think. We get this all confused. Hey, Gerald, thanks for joining, buddy. Walter Mellon says, is Kevin filming the clip? Where he at? Actually, Kevin did text me. He fell down. And
He
he's
fell down.
asking,
That's code for masturbating.
he's pleading for help. He's like, can someone please come pick me up? I fell down the stairs. So,
Well, speaking of Last Ronin, I think for me the highlights were you coming aboard, Bishmania being created,
hmm
and the WeCon, which is coming back.
What's Bishmania and what's WeCon?
Okay, so Bishmania is the greatest homage to one of the coolest books ever, Turtlemania #1, and that was created by Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, and we homaged it with Ben Bishop, and did the exact specifications and same amount of pages and everything. People have homaged Turtlemania before, but it's always been like a full-size comic, never the little 8.5 by 5.5 book. It's never been done exactly the same, and we pulled that one off, and it's done quite well for us actually. And Ben Bishop is obviously part of Bishmania. He's the actual artist behind Bishmania, and he's actually one of the artists on The Last Ronin. Yeah, there it
There
is.
you
Look
go.
at that.
This is
The greatest
Bishmania.
homage ever.
Looks really nice in there.
Yeah,
Yep.
it does.
Signed
Slab.
by
Trace,
Mr.
you
Ben
don't
Bishop.
have a Bishmania?
Oh, look at this.
I do. It's on the other side of the room.
Oh, okay.
He did a
Look
shredder
at-
sketch.
Oh, you got a
for me.
shredder on yours?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, number 75 of 75.
Oh, look at that. How'd you swing that?
I was very selective.
Yeah.
Everybody was going for number 1. I was like, you're
Sure.
all fools. And I grabbed
Fools.
75. It's like, suckers. This is the last one ever made. Suckers.
Yeah.
Jeez, what a bunch of fools. And the shredder, I mean, come on, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah,
He's such
Ben
a nice
Bishop.
guy, too. Such a nice
Very
guy.
nice.
He did an interview with us. It's like 10 minutes, about 6 to 10 minutes, I think. It's on Rumblespoon Productions page on YouTube. You can check it out. It is on there, and it's a lovely, quick little interview we did. He also did a sketch for Maria at San Diego Comic-Con.
On Maria.
Yes, on her. For her, it was just really nice sketch that he did for her. Really
Well, if you ever
appreciate it.
make a Bishmania movie, I think you should get to play Ben Bishop.
That's a good idea. I think I could do it.
Yeah, I think you can do it.
I think I could do it. Yeah. Scott. Wow, Scott Broadway. Wow, I think this is your first time on. He says that's cool. Actually, haven't seen that yet. Yeah, buddy. Thanks for joining. Man, it's been ages. Scott, I worked with him, and Kevin and I both, and I think Gerald and maybe Andrea, we all worked together at ArcLight Cinemas in Hollywood. And he used to do some of the best opening greets for the movies. Scott did, so not Gerald.
I used to love that. The greetings were the great.
Kidding, Gerald.
Love the greetings.
Yeah, they were great. They were great. He did a really excellent job. And Scott also works on Scott. Go ahead and throw up your website that you work on. I think it's the OneRing.net, if I recall. Big Lord of the Rings fan. In fact, he did a fireside reading of the Lord of the Rings at one point online. It was live, and you could tune in at any time and watch him read the thing. It was really cool.
For days.
For days.
Yeah.
He actually passed out at day 4, but rallied midday on day 4 and was able to finish.
Because of the elven bread.
Yes, because of the elven. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. The Limbus. Wasn't it Limbus bread?
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not that nerdy.
Scott says, remember our buddy Will Arnett? He also worked with us at Cinerama Dome. Now he works with me at Scum and Villainy Cantina. No shit. Yeah. We went to Scum and Villainy, Scott. I don't know if I think I saw you there. Where it was the Ghostbusters event that our mutual friend Stephen Shea, Julio.
My ride or die.
Mm-hmm. Your ride or die. Yeah, you made a lot of enemies of that one.
I someone took offense to that.
I'm sure.
Me calling him that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you can only have one ride or die, by the way. So I don't know if you knew that. Yeah, it was a total fun event, Scott. Thank you. Thanks for being a part of that. That was really cool. So let's talk about so 2022. Let's talk about some television. Let's throw out some TV shows maybe that we thought were engaging and fun. And Tracy, I think offhand, I have a picture of one right here that I'm going to pull up. It's pretty recent. I think it came out in November. I thought it would have come around to Halloween, but it did not. It came in November, and it actually just got announced that it got picked up for season 2. And we are talking about none other than the Tim Burton directed and partially written series, Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday. It's like, it was just so good. And it was like unexpectedly good, right? Like I thought like it's for kids. And so I was like, I didn't expect too much, but it's so good. And I feel like Jenna Ortega is like amazing. And she's like catapulted into the like stratosphere now because of the show. And because of that dance that like took over all of TikTok and all of Instagram.
Let me ask you, do you find it slightly creepy that she keeps diving back and forth into a character that's rather young into a character that's like a full-blown adult? Like, okay, hear me out. She did You. Remember the series You?
Yeah.
And she played the sister, the younger sister of the girl that ended up getting murdered. Spoilers.
Right.
And she seemed like super young then, like probably like 13, 14, right? Mm-hmm. And then flash forward like a year or two, and she's in Scream, and she like has a boyfriend, and they're all like kind of flirting and touchy-feely and stuff, and I feel so goddamn awkward watching it because I'm like, is she underage right now when she's like getting touched by this guy? Like, is this appropriate? You know, it took me out of the movie thinking that because she does look so damn young. And then here she is again, back playing a young teenage girl, Wednesday Addams, in the series Wednesday. So it's odd to me. She keeps going back and forth. And then I think she's going to be in the next Scream movie. Is she not, Kevin?
Yeah.
That's right. She will be in Scream 6, coming out in March, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's weird, but I mean, I don't feel like I've ever noticed that she's jumped back and forth from like teenage to adult, because she also did the movie X. So
that's true. Yeah, and that was super weird too. I felt so awkward with that because they were filming a porn in that movie. They were legitimately filming a porn, and it was really I feel dirty every time. Like I don't know if I could. I don't know about this girl. Like she needs to like pick a side, young or old.
Well,
like,
she is 20 years old, so she is an adult, just very young adult.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Kevin, for letting us know that there's
that she is an adult legally.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Kevin has looked this up.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
I'm sure a lot of people did.
Well, you brought it up, so I wanted to see what her birth date was. So, yeah, she's born in 2002.
So
and now he's going to memorize it forever.
Yeah. He has it tattooed actually on the back lower section of his back. Some might call it a tramp stamp, but whatever.
It's a date stamp.
It is a date stamp.
Yeah.
Mom says love that show. Scott says Wednesday was just lovely and super fun. Another feast for the eyes right after the wonderful season 1 of The Sandman. Keep it up, Netflix. Sammy
Yay.
says Wednesday is amazing and Jenna Ortega is so talented. Andrea says she plays a teenager in Scream. Yeah, but like older. She's got like a boyfriend and like she plays like an older teenager, which is basically a young adult.
Well, a second. Her sister's the one who had like the boyfriend. She didn't have a boyfriend,
Yeah,
really.
she did. Yeah, she did. What are you talking about?
Jenny Ortega's character
Yeah,
in
she had a
Scream?
boyfriend or something.
No,
She was
no,
messing
her
around with
sister-
somebody.
No, her sister Melissa, played by Melissa, was it Berea? That's the one who had the boyfriend.
She had a boyfriend. Obviously, you didn't read the fan fiction series that came up after. But she has a boyfriend, Kevin. And it's whoever wrote the fan fiction series. So I don't know if it's necessarily true, but I'm believing it.
Okay.
Let's see. Sammy says Jenna Ortega didn't have a boyfriend. Her older sister did. Well, Sammy,
Thank
you
you.
have to
Thank
read
you,
the
Sammy.
adult
Thank
fan
you, Sammy.
fiction.
Thank
Duh.
you, Sammy.
You're not
Thank you,
fully
thank you.
enveloped in the series if you're not reading the fan fiction, aka /fiction, aka practically porn. Okay?
Oh,
God.
oh.
Raphael Showtime pops in. He says, "Sup, people?" Showtime actually joins us pretty much every week or every other week for our live audio podcast that we produce that comes out on iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all of that. He joins us for those, so check those out when you get a chance. It is the Real Short Box podcast that we do there. Andrea says, "I think we're just old and not in touch with the youths. Teenagers have boyfriends, girlfriends."
What's a youth?
Yeah, well,
The
two
youth.
Utes, I think is what she said. The
Youth.
two Utes.
Yes, youths.
Frank pops in. He says the Joker is pregnant and all is right with the world. That actually was just a butt baby, technically, or a mouth child. Take your pick. But, it doesn't count, Frank. It doesn't count. John says, "I feel left out on this one. I haven't seen Wednesday yet, but I need to." John, yeah, you really do. It's fun. It's enjoyable.
I haven't seen it. I've seen the dance because it's on everything.
I'm going to tell you how it ends, Julio.
over.
Oh,
So,
please. Yeah.
flash forward.
Yeah.
Wednesday is 33 years old. And on 33 years old, with her mother have been in 33. That's 666, technically.
Oh.
If you do the math. Don't follow me. Just do the math quickly. Just listen. And
Okay.
then her mom dies. And then she has to figure out how to bring her back to life. And that's how it ends.
Yeah, I might have to pass on that. I might pass on that.
All right.
So what other shows came out in 2022 that were riveting?
I don't know who Gwendolyn Christie is. Who's Gwendolyn Christie?
Oh, that's that
Oh.
giant lady.
Game of Thrones,
Captain
Game of
Phasma.
Oh, yeah. Brienne
Yeah.
of Tarth. Okay.
Yes,
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
And she played Lucifer in The Sandman.
that's correct.
Oh,
That's correct.
great. Oh, look at that.
Did she?
is correct.
Does she really?
She gets
Wow.
around.
Yes, she does.
Wow, look at that. Look at Scott just dropping the knowledge. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
She's amazing.
She's
And she
amazing.
was in Wednesday.
Okay, do we have any other?
Oh.
Let's talk about, let's see here.
I love Tulsa King. Did you guys watch Tulsa King
No.
with Stallone?
That was on
So-
Paramount Plus, right?
Right. It was good.
I
I
always forget
actually
Paramount
very
Plus
surprised
exists.
that it was as good as it was.
Hmm.
It's by the guy that did Yellowstone for those old people that like, old
Yeah.
shows.
Mhm.
Like, tell me how old I'm going to be again, Kevin?
You're going to be hitting the half-century mark, sir.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me again.
Jeez.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I
But-
didn't even realize I was turning 50 until this guy came in a couple weeks ago. I was so happy. I was so content with my life, and he ruined it
How did I ruin?
because I never remember anything, especially my birthday.
Oh yeah, you're not gonna remember this one, the one where you're like dying to go to Vegas. You're not gonna remember this birthday.
Oh no, I go to Vegas every year. I try to go every year to March Madness, and it sometimes lands on that St. Patrick's Day weekend,
Mhm.
so it makes it even better. Yeah,
That is kind of crazy.
it is. No, Vegas is crazy. I think the craziest time is when it's St. Patrick's Day and March Madness weekend. It's the craziest time. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, hold
And
on.
I-
My
and
mom
I-
says 50 is not bad.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it's. I mean, looking forward to 50, no. But I guess if I was 70 or 65 or 62 or 90, 50 is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hear you.
I'm just not mature enough for 50. I think that's what it is.
Gerald says, I've watched 2 episodes of Tulsa King. It's getting hard to see a 75-year-old man be a tough guy.
Yeah, but I get it because he's been in prison for 25 years being tough.
And Frank says, I think the average viewers of Yellowstone is actually 75.
50. It's 50, I think.
And Raphael says, there is a short series, Kaleidoscope, that's on Netflix and is pretty cool. That's cool. And Ultraman Magnus says, She-Hulk sucked. 2022, the year the MCU got killed. It actually did, in my eyes, go a little bit further down the tubes to say, as far as like the luster is falling off on the vehicle, and we're starting to see a little bit of the underbelly. There might be some rust showing now on the MCU, and that's great in a way, because it can only go up, right? I mean, you hope. But there was some really good stuff, and one of them I thought that was really great for just pointing a little bit more of a spotlight on mental illness and how you can be completely functional and still have issues like that would be Moon Knight. I thought Moon Knight was an exceptional series. A lot of fun, very enjoyable. Kevin's personally his favorite series out of the bunch.
What?
In fact, he came over one night, and I don't mean to make fun of you, Kevin, but he did come over one night dressed as Moon Knight, but it was all toilet paper, so it was it wasn't it didn't look as good as I think he thought it would. But and then he kept like doing the Christian Bale Batman voice, and I was like, "What are you doing here, Kevin?" He's like, "I'm Moon Knight." You know, there was just
your fantasies.
It was just
incredible.
silly. It was silly.
We have
Incredible
the same
fantasy.
fantasies. We
Incredible
share the
fantasy.
same fantasies, Kevin.
Yeah, we must.
I know, incredible.
Because you showed up at his place. Like I think it was either right
Yeah.
before or after mine. I
Yeah.
can't remember which. It's been a bit. It was right after the series landed. You just kept dressing as Moon Knight in toilet paper.
He likes knocking on people's doors dressed that way, but I was the only sick fuck that let him in.
Yeah, that's true. I
Well,
shut the door.
That says a lot about you, doesn't it?
It does. I'm twisted.
Yeah, I shut the door. I was like, boom, just closed it. He was like, oh, I could hear him too. So
Yeah.
sad. It was so
I
sad.
just start meowing at him.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see what we got here. Scott says, I freaking loved what they did with Moon Knight. All around terrific stuff, and it wasn't so far from feeling like the Sandman type of deal. Mortals making deals with demigods and getting screwed. Frank says, I like the Moon Knight series right up until I saw the large hippo lady. Yeah, I guess that was a bit silly. I will give you that. And Sammy says, but at least we're getting Charlie Cox as Daredevil again. Yes. Yeah. I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah.
And in fact, it looks like they've improved the helmet, which was my biggest problem with the whole goddamn thing. I couldn't stand it. He looked like Derp Devil. He didn't look like Daredevil. He looked like Derp Devil. Like Derp. You know, he just looked stupid. Like I didn't like it. So I'm glad they made some changes. Okay, so Moon Knight. What'd you guys think? Scale of 1 to 10. Kevin, what would you give it?
Give it a 7.5.
7.5. Julio, what would you give it?
I can't rate it because I have not watched it. And the reason why is it's just that I'm a little exhausted of the Marvel, everything Marvel, and I gave up. I sort of liked Loki. I didn't really care too much for the Doctor Strange movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a huge Sam Raimi fan,
Mm-hmm.
and I still had issues with it. So I was a little tired. I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, after watching Thor, what was the last one called? Thunder something?
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah, just after Ragnarok, you give me that,
Yeah,
which
that was really
I love
bad.
Ragnarok. I can watch it every day.
Thor: Love and Thunder,
Um,
officially across the board, I think we can all agree, was pretty bad. It was not a
Yeah.
good
Except
film.
for one scene.
What scene is that?
Bow.
Oh, yeah, the God of Bow. Yeah, Bow. Yeah, I could get that.
Yeah. So I think I'm a little exhausted. I was enjoying She-Hulk for most of it. I thought it was pretty close to the book. If anybody read the comic, it was silly.
Mm-hmm. Very
It was silly, and
canceled. By
there
the
was
way.
a lot of breaking the fourth wall stuff going on in it, and I thought they kept it pretty honest. And then I kind of lost it with the last episode when they introduced the Kevin Feige. Is that how you say his name? Feige.
Pretty sure it's Feige.
It's like Favre. Up to then, I was just like, "What's going on here?" Like that was
Feige for a while.
Feige.
Kevin Feige.
Yeah. I just didn't get it, and then at the end, I just had so many problems with the last one. It just kind of threw me off. But I honestly thought it was decent. I didn't have any problems with her twerking with that lady, the stallion lady, who I didn't know who that was because I'm 50.
Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah, I didn't know either.
Oh my god! But I did not have a problem with the show until that last episode.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Tracy, you liked Moon Knight, right? I mean, do you like
10 out of
Oscar
10.
Isaacs at all? You're a fan?
What's it say on your shirt?
It says Oscar Isaac. So I mean, I would watch anything for Oscar Isaac.
I hear
So and I
that
10 out of 10.
I hear
Moon
that
Knight.
he
Julio
might be.
Galvez shirt, by the way, too. So
I hear he's trying out for
this is all
Nightwing.
credibility now.
I hear that they're
I
going
mean,
to do a Nightwing series with him.
He's unfortunately too old for Nightwing.
No,
But-
they're gonna like youngify his face. Yeah.
That's a word.
Yeah, they're gonna use that technology, the computer stuff. They're gonna get an IBM computer out, or a Tandy, I'm not sure which, and they're gonna like do the
Ooh.
special effects on him, make him young again. They're gonna throw glitter on him. That's how it works. They just throw glitter at you. They lick your face and throw glitter at you. Okay, so Moon Knight, I enjoyed. I'd give it like it's probably the same as Kevin, probably about 7.75, somewhere around there. I think it was enjoyable. Wasn't perfect, but it was fun. A lot of fun. She-Hulk was fun, silly. The ending was kind of dumb. I agree. One that a lot of people didn't bring up in this conversation was the Ms. Marvel series, which I have officially seen. I think 2 episodes of.
1 episode.
I didn't watch any of it.
So I'm a little bit off the rails on this one. Kevin, did you see this series?
You know what? I'm actually going to
Since-
start on it this weekend. So
Since you
unfortunately,
sent
I
me the
haven't-
picture,
Wow.
did you?
Mm.
He's
No.
a big fan.
Yeah,
Okay.
huge fan.
All right, so-
I figured you did.
So Andrea says Miss Marvel was cute, though. So we got that. Scott says the approach in Moon Knight to the mental disorder was straight up fire. Great choice for that show. Ultraman says Moon Knight was great. Andrea says Moon Knight or a mummy for Kevin. It was around Halloween, come to think of it. Maria says, I think Moon Knight is probably my favorite of the Marvel series. Oh, wow. Well, we found out what Maria's glorious purpose is. Raphael says, Andor was well made. I thought it was really good. I am 4 episodes down in Andor. I think somebody told me that you have to watch them in 3s. And so far, I can agree. I think you have a 2-episode lull and then a 3rd episode payoff. And I think that's the way that series is going to work. So that's where I'm at with that right now. Scott says, Andor can't say enough superlatives about Andor. I mean, how they wrote that show, just wowza. Frank says the writers of Andor did a great job connecting it to Rogue One, particularly showing us the K-2SO Imperial droids who arrest Andor. Raphael says, I thought they did great with the God Butcher. Sammy says...
I think that was really good. I'll give him that. They screwed up that movie by not letting Christian Bale expand that character.
Right. You know,
I think it was really bad.
Sammy says, yes, Tracy, you rock. Same. He's a beautiful man. Obviously, she is talking about Kevin. Scott says, I need to catch up on both Miss Marvel and She-Hulk. I was just not super tuned in, but I won't see the new Ant-Man and the Wasp until I've caught up on those 2 titles. I think, Scott, the most important one is to make sure that you've finished Loki before Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think that's the most important one. If you've done that, I think you'll be fine. Sammy says, Donald, you need to shush. Sammy does never know what she's talking about. She's usually... what is it? It's drunk o'clock, I think, for Sammy.
She's drinking.
Yeah. Ultraman says Miss Marvel was the worst Marvel crap ever. Oh, shit.
Wow.
I don't think you've seen Captain Marvel then, because let me tell you what. That was a turd. Sammy says it was cute, not my favorite. She's talking about Miss Marvel of the Disney Plus Marvel show, but not bad at all. Scott says, indeed, well, I got to see even if it's a mess. Ultraman says, my favorite Marvel show is Falcon and the Winter Soldier for sure. We are going to get the Thunderbolts from that. So that is a plus in my book. Andrea says, Miss Marvel was a breath of fresh air. Everything is so dark. Miss Marvel was so fun, and I appreciate the representation. Hector Hernandez, thanks for joining. Hector says, yep, Miss Marvel was cute. Mainly young adults would enjoy it, I think, so maybe adults won't always be the Marvel target demographic moving forward, which is perfectly fine. And Scott says, oh, yeah, saw Loki season 1 twice already. Oh, good. Greg Garris, great, thanks for joining. He says, Miss Marvel was disappointing, kind of written down to teens. And Sammy says, I mean, I hate to agree with you, Donald, but same on Captain Marvel. See? There we go. And now we're caught up on the chat. Wow, that was an active chat. Thanks for everybody for that.
Yeah.
So Miss Marvel, overall, we don't know it that well, but we got opinions, which is great. Do we have any other TV series? Yeah, let me pop one up. Cobra Kai. Now, Julio hasn't seen the last season, so he doesn't want us to spoil it.
So don't ruin it, Showtime.
I haven't seen any of it.
Let's
at all?
Ouch.
At all.
Ouch.
What?
Oof.
Yeah, I'm just not a Karate Kid fan. Like I don't have the nostalgia.
Tracy,
of Karate Kid.
same with me. I wasn't like huge on it. I didn't really care one way or the other. But this series really sold me on it and made me go back and watch the movies because the series is way more fun than the movies ever could be. I'm gonna be honest.
I thought the movies were fun. I think the show just took it to a really fun spot. You know, and you can get away with anything. The creativity on that show is amazing.
Yeah, it's really fun. Really, really great show. Highly recommend it. Kevin and I can't recommend it highly enough. Julio really likes it. There's a lot of people that really like it. So definitely recommend checking out Cobra Kai Season 5 when you get a chance. The whole thing, actually, Tracy. Just start. We're going to be done soon.
First episode.
About a half an hour, 45 minutes. Just start then.
The whole thing.
They're not long episodes. I think you can get through Season 1 if you don't sleep. So
there you go.
That's fine. I'm okay.
It's fun. It's definitely fun.
Yeah. I'm okay if you don't sleep tomorrow, so that's fine.
Scourge, come on, man. Don't say anything.
Let's see. Well, we just glazed past that. John says, kind of off topic, but superhero shows. I have enjoyed the Willow series on Disney Plus. Well, when Maria's not falling asleep, I enjoy it also. The last time we went to watch it, she fell asleep.
Wow. Are we talking about the show?
So, yes, we're talking about the show.
Oh, okay, just checking.
Let's see. Raphael says, I think we have gotten better animated series lately. He's talking about all the princess stuff that he really likes to watch. Yeah. We all know Raphael loves the princess.
You know what I really enjoyed this year? Like I was like really obsessive about was Peacemaker.
Oh yeah. That was
Oh.
John Cena as Peacemaker.
That was awesome.
That's right. Let me pull up a picture. Kevin would have had to have sent me that, right?
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 Could be there somewhere.
No. Kevin didn't send me
That show was so good.
It's in the archives. If it's not there, it's in the archives for sure.
Well,
I don't have an archive.
I'm a big wrestling fan, and I'm not a big fan of wrestling actors. And it's including The Rock, even though I've been entertained by The Rock a couple times. Cena, on the other hand, I just thought was like, I enjoy him, you know, wrestling wise and stuff, but the range that he shows in Peacemaker, which is crazy because he only had one direction in the movie Suicide Squad. The range that he shows in the show, incredible. He touches on every emotion. He's an idiot, but really enjoyable. He's very lovable at times, and some of the things that he does, and the team that he has. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but it's such a fun show. Everything about it is silly, but yet very enjoyable, and just everything about it is really good. And there's nothing negative I can say about that show. The only negative I can say about it, it wasn't long enough. And
Agreed.
The ending episode, the last episode, was one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, you hit the nail right on the head. When John Cena got to those quiet moments and he was reflective, and you could tell that he was really acting, like dramatically acting.
Mm-hmm.
it really surprised me because
Yeah.
honestly, his growth and his acting has put The Rock to shame.
Mm-hmm.
Like The Rock
course.
doesn't have that depth that John Cena has shown in this small series on HBO, and The Rock has had
Yeah.
plenty of chances for that. Another guy that I think really knocked it out of the park recently is
Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista. Yes, thank you. Another wrestler that that really has grown in his capabilities, particularly in some of the film choices that he's made recently, and in some of his acting. And I think you can see that on screen now. You can see his range, which is not something you could see before when he was in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. So
Well, I think
you
that
see a lot
it
more.
has a lot to do with the fact that The Rock wants to be a movie star.
Mhm.
And I don't think Dave Bautista is about movie star. I think he's always trying to pick roles that it's going to improve him as an actor. He's had a couple independent movies that I've seen that I could not tell you what the names of them are that I've watched that I've been like, wow, he's not the main character. Or if he's the main character, he's one of the main characters that dies
Yeah, it
or
was
something. He's
Blade Runner. He was in Blade Runner, and he was great.
in Blade Runner, he was
Just
really
a very
good.
small role, but he was
Small
great.
little part, yeah. And I think he does it because he wants to develop his character. I mean, like he really is into the character acting,
Mhm.
and he's quite good. I mean, I don't know if he's like the greatest actor in the world, and I don't like when they say. I don't think it's fair to him when they say wrestler turned actor.
Mhm.
I really don't think it's fair when talking about him. I think John Cena's learned a little bit because I think he hasn't shot out to a big giant movie yet. Like, I mean, Fast and the Furious, I think, was his sellout movie. But like, I think him stepping
And he
from
wasn't
Fast and
very
Furious-
good. He wasn't
No,
very
he
good.
wasn't.
In it. No.
Well, you know what? I don't think that he wasn't good. It's just it's not believable that he's Toretto's brother.
In that there's also that I don't think there was a lot of range for him. It was just angry.
Yeah.
Can you play
Yeah.
angry? Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
All right, just play angry the entire show or the entire.
So
movie.
then he skips down and goes to Peacemaker.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a smart move, and I don't know if I think The Rock did Ballers. You know, I didn't ever watch it, so I'm not trying being fair, but everything I've seen from The Rock has been okay. I like him in Fast and the Furious. I think that he's missing from those movies.
Mhm.
I do really like him in those, but definitely I think John Cena wins on with the Peacemaker.
Yeah,
It's
agree.
just really good.
Yeah.
Maria says that falling asleep, she blames jet lag. Sammy says she blames me. Maria says, I also fell asleep during 4 different action sequences in the new Avatar film. I could see why. It was over 3 hours long, so there's that. Sammy says Peacemaker was
Who said
fantastic.
that? Who said that?
Maria.
Maria. Okay.
Sammy says Peacemaker was fantastic. I want more. Hated him in Suicide Squad, but the show redeemed the character. And you're not wrong. It's really
right.
hard to do.
Truth.
I
Gerald,
didn't think that you can make him likable. I
Right.
really did not
it
believe
would've
you
been,
can make
yeah,
him
you thought it
likable.
would have been tough, right?
Right.
Gerald says Cena was hilarious in Trainwreck. You're not wrong. And also Cockblockers. If you ever get a chance to see that, he's hilarious in that too.
That is funny. He is funny in that.
Hmm Hector says wrestler acting rank number 1 Batista, number 2 Cena, number 3 The Rock. He just plays himself. Where is Terry the Hulk Hogan or Hot Rod Roddy Piper in that, sir? Jeez. Sammy says,
Maniac
Donald, it
loves you.
scares me that I'm agreeing with you on more than one thing. Oh, that's great. She also says the Guardians holiday special was great. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was unique.
Mhm.
It was weird.
I loved it.
Everything you thought it would be, honestly, because it wasn't anything you thought it would be, if that makes sense.
Right. I love that Kevin Bacon's just like jumping in all over that. He's
Right.
all over TikTok now.
Here's Kevin. If there's a paycheck in it, I'll do whatever you want. That's Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon. And Kevin actually pulled up a picture of John Cena. It's right behind him. So
Yeah,
it almost,
right.
if you put your head up a little higher, Kevin, it almost looks like you're wearing the helmet.
Yeah. It looks like you're sitting in his lap.
It does kind of. Yeah, scoot down a little bit so it looks like he's holding you.
Mm. Look at him. He's got that face. Mm, I got Kevin in my lap.
Not lean forward. Now it looks like he's doing
Yeah.
something else to you,
So
Kevin.
good. So good. So good.
Hold the screen like this, Kevin,
Yeah. Yeah.
and lean
He
forward.
is jealous. Oh,
It's
dude,
so
there's
wrong.
another mention right there. Eagly is amazing.
Oh, I love Eagly.
Best.
Eagly is
That's my
amazing.
favorite bird.
Mm-hmm.
I want a real life Eagly.
Mhm.
I love Eagly.
Let's see. Gerald says, I don't think The Rock has ever tried. He just wants to make money. Gray says, agree with Julio on Peacemaker, the best opening title sequence ever.
Yeah.
John says, I agree. The Rock is pretty much just The Rock in whatever he does, but Cena excels at comedy, and Batista has actually really stepped up too. Yeah, I'm glad you noticed. Raphael says, have you seen Stuber? It was hilarious. Oh, that was the one with Batista. I remember that. Hector says, Batista in the new M. Night Shyamalan movie looking real promising. Knock at the Cabin. John says,
I'm
Piper
not
never
happy about
gets
that
enough love for his acting. I agree, John, 100%. And Enrique says, that looks wrong, Kevin, LOL. So
Yeah.
you saw it too.
I was excited by it, Kevin.
Piper in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was amazing. Like
The
amazing.
maniac loves you.
Yeah, I miss that so much. He was my favorite wrestler of all time. So it was a really
Yeah.
tough one for me.
It was a genuinely good person. I
seemed
got
like
to
it.
meet him several times, and the best time, the last time I met him, he actually remembered who I was
No shit.
and called me by name as I was walking by.
Wow.
And
Sugar
dude,
tits,
literally,
right?
yeah, sugar tits, exactly. and he pulled on me, and it was amazing. It was definitely one of those moments where you're like, oh my god, I'm his friend. Yeah, big loss.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go through a few. I'm going to pull up a few movies here that we're going to talk about or just mention really quickly. One of them that just came out here recently, Avatar 2: Way of Water. Has anybody seen this but me?
I haven't seen
No.
it yet. But why? Was the movie? Did it really have to be that long? Was it necessary?
Okay, let me tell you,
I think
Kevin.
after 10 years, it needs to be.
Here's the problem with
terrible.
that. After 10 years, it needs to have a recap, which it does not. So that's the
Mhm.
problem that you have with the film. If you don't remember the first one, you might want to watch a recap on YouTube.
Doesn't
I highly
everybody
recommend
own
that.
it on Blu-ray though?
No.
Oh, okay.
Also, the 3D is exceptional. Make sure you see it in 3D. Make sure you see it in 3D at a good theater. Don't go to an AMC and watch it in 3D. I swear to God, I'll slap you. It's the AMC. They don't know what they're doing at any AMC. They're just dumb. No offense to anybody that works in an AMC. You're not dumb. The theater's dumb.
Regal.
Yeah, you can go see it at the Regal North Hollywood. I think. That
Yeah,
would be
that's a
pretty good.
nice theater.
Very nice theater.
Very nice
Yes,
theater, and
yes.
no one goes there.
I do not wear pants when I go there. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
comfortable. Definitely comfortable.
Yep, I have a kilt. It's wonderful. It's very breezy. I love it.
Mm.
So yeah, Avatar 2: The Way of the Water. It's 3 hours long because they spend an hour kind of building up the characters and their family and everything, and then they kind of tear everything away from you. So it is powerful in that way. It's decently written. There's a lot of things I think that could have been changed. Direction wise, it is well directed, I feel. And again, it's worth seeing just for the 3D alone. So I recommend it. Just check it out. Don't go in
I don't
thinking
know
you're going to
who
love
James
it.
Cameron thinks he is. I mean, James Cameron did make one of my favorite movies. I mean, a couple of my favorite movies of all time. I love Aliens, and I love the original Terminator.
Hmm.
But come on, man, he really thinks too highly of himself.
Yeah.
Well,
Agreed.
he is the king of the world. He
Uh-oh.
did say it himself.
Man, should never
Speaking-
stand in front of me while the train's coming. I'll tell you that.
Speaking of The Rock, we've got Black Adam up on the screen. What did you all think of that movie?
I didn't see it.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was entertaining. I saw it like a couple weeks ago with the kids. I saw it on Christmas Day.
Hey,
Like
that's a
here,
good
that-
time to see it.
It's good to see it. Time to see it.
Spread the joy.
And it was,
with your loved ones.
we sat around on the couch, watched the movie, and I you know what? Yeah, it's not fantastic. But it
Dr.
was
Fate
fun.
was though.
It's fun.
Dr. Fate
Dr. Fate was great. I
Mhm.
love, dude. That was the best part of it.
Hmm.
You now have two former James Bonds that are in the DCEU. Because Timothy Dalton is on Doom Patrol.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
So
And
now
he's
we now we-
fantastic, and that is another series I can't recommend enough.
Yeah.
An
haven't watched this season.
LGBTQ safe street that is
Danny
sentient.
the Street.
Yeah,
Danny.
Danny the Street. He's sentient.
Fantastic.
And harbors a bunch of LGBTQ people. to make them feel safe and to party because he survives because of their good vibes and their partying and the fun that they have. So it's like a symbiotic relationship. It's really
Well, dude, when I read it in
clever.
the comic book, it was easy to tell, obviously, because you're writing it and whatever, and you see it in drawings. But when I heard they were gonna do Danny the Street on the show, I was like, "There's no way, it's impossible." And they did it, and they did it right.
Yeah. It was,
Yeah, it was very funny.
Yeah, the Beard Hunter.
Yeah,
Geez, I could go on and on. These characters that they've created are so unique
Crazy
and
Alice
so special.
is fantastic.
Crazy Alice is fantastic.
She's totally talented, and she was in Orange Is the New Black.
Yeah,
And she had, she was like the cute girl that was kind of dumb.
Yeah,
So much range on that lady.
she had a lot of
Very
range.
good. Yeah, a lot of range.
Let's see. We've got a few comments. Sammy says the first Avatar wasn't my favorite, and who knows if I'll ever watch this one. Scott says Avatar: The Last Waterbender. I enjoyed that film, and I don't think that's what it is. Andrea says I think it does have a bit of a recap. You're wrong. You're wrong. It doesn't have anything. It doesn't have a goddamn
You missed it
thing.
because you were getting popcorn again.
Yeah. Sammy says, maybe I was. Sammy says Titanic, all caps. Okay. You love Titanic. Frank says, Janet and I saw The Whale starring Brendan Fraser. It was excellent.
Okay.
Mom says it was different. I don't think she's talking about The Whale. Sammy says, still haven't seen Black Adam, but now that is free on streaming, so she'll probably check it out. Gerald says, I liked it.
Yeah.
It was the first movie we saw together since before the pandemic started. Wow. Yeah, because Gerald and Andrea, I don't know if you guys know this, they're husband and wife, and they had twins. They had the audacity to have twins during the pandemic.
Look at Leia type twins.
Yikes.
Who
Yikes.
does that? Who does that? And so then they take turns to go see movies, because they need somebody there to take care of the kids.
I stopped seeing movies completely in the theater. It's like a super event thing for us to go to the movies.
Oh, Andrea says The Whale made me feel like shit for 3 days after watching it.
Yeah, agreed. Same.
Wow.
Same, Andrea.
Wow. Okay. Well, maybe I don't watch that movie. Okay, here's a good one. Who has seen this? Because let me tell you, I've seen it more than once. DC League of Super Pets.
Very good movie. Very underrated movie.
I loved it.
Yes.
It was so good.
It was so good.
Lots
It
of
was
fun. Lots of fun. Especially
The
the
kid side.
the villain cat.
What?
Whiskers,
Oh, yes.
Whiskers. Oh man,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
love that.
Oh, so the cat's the bad guy?
Yeah, the
I
lovely
watched.
Maria Friesen in the chat here worked on this film. She was an editor on this film. So anybody
Way to
that
go,
says
Maria.
anything negative about that can leave. No offense.
Nope.
Yes,
It was great. I loved it.
it's such a good, fun family film, and I think that it had the unfortunate timing of being like right at the end of the season and right after freaking Despicable Me with the Minions,
Right.
which hit real hard, like real hard. And then
Oh,
they're
wait a
like,
minute. Is it the Gru movie?
yeah,
Hmm.
No, that was bad.
it made a shit ton of money though. So
It's bad movie,
everybody
though.
took their kids to see
The
that.
Rise of Gru?
Yeah, and then a
Is
couple
that
weeks
the
later,
one?
this dropped, and then the parents were like, "Look, I already saw that, and I'm not taking
Yeah.
you to see this one," not knowing that this was
Right.
actually the good one. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that might have been it, dude. I wanted to shoot myself after watching that movie.
Yeah.
Rise of Gru.
Yeah. All right, so moving on. Okay, so this one is a strange one to me. It's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Julio's already kind of touched on this quickly. Let me give a different perspective for this. I watched it the first time and I didn't like it very much at all. I watched it again knowing that the Scarlet Witch was again going to be the villain. And I thought, okay, I didn't like the WandaVision show. I wasn't a fan of it. Like, there was only a couple episodes I
all?
enjoyed. No, there was a couple episodes I enjoyed near the end. But the rest of it, like all that TV series shit and whatever, I couldn't stand. So I was like, let me think about this. If they eliminated that series completely, would I have been hurt? No. I would not have cared one way or the other if they eliminated that TV series. So what if they eliminated that and I watched this instead? And I was like, okay, that would actually be a very good movie because you wouldn't quite see the turn with Scarlet. but you would kind of get feelings of it, tinges of it throughout the other films, and then this would hit hard, and you'd be like, oh shit. So I think WandaVision ruined this film.
Right.
And if I recall, this film was supposed to originally come out before WandaVision landed. So
Right, because change the directors.
That would have been interesting.
Change the directors.
So in all actuality, this is a better movie than what we think. We're just not giving it credit because WandaVision kind of was redundant. It created that redundancy in our brains. So if you rewatch
those
it,
first 3
that,
episodes would have been a lot better if it had been reversed.
Yep. You're not wrong. Yeah. So they kind of shit the bed on this.
Because
one.
the first 3 episodes I wanted to, that was another suicide for me. Yeah.
Yep. Grace says lots of fun. My mom says she liked it. Grace said good movie with great Sam Raimi moments. Absolutely. We get some of the best Sam Raimi moments.
Bruce Campbell, the scene where he's
punching himself. When we see Doctor Strange bring back the zombie version of himself and then use that zombie version to tame all these wild, like, night beast ghost creatures and turn them into his cloak. Holy shit. I freaking lost it. And I will say the first time I saw this film, there was a child special needs that
I remember that.
kept yelling in the theater and also then defecated in his pants sitting behind us. So very loudly too. So it was not the easiest time to see the film, and I think Kevin, you were with me at the time, so you can attest to that. It made it a little bit of a difficult watching experience for us. So watching it again, I enjoyed it much more. So if you get a chance, rewatch Doctor Strange.
All right, I will do that tomorrow. I'm not going to go to work tomorrow. I'm going to watch it.
Speaking of another multiverse, why don't we talk about Everything Everywhere All at Once? What a phenomenally fantastic A24 show. One of their highest grossing of all time, if I recall. And a female lead, an older female lead that just kicked ass. Kevin, why don't you just talk about it really quickly?
Well, you're going to be mad at me. I still haven't watched it yet. But one thing I do know about this movie is that it is...
You didn't wear the shirt either.
What? You made me spit my own glass.
One thing I do know about Lisa Michelle Yeoh, she is timeless. She is one of the all-time underrated but great actresses of the last 30 years. So I have no doubt that it's
Phenomenal.
excellent. And you're right. I do know it is one of the highest grossing movies from the A24 studios. That is very true.
And I know that guy's name, but I'll forever call him Data. And him being in it was just a delight. Just such a
short round.
Such a treat. Data.
Yeah.
Sir.
It was so good. You are missing out, Kevin, by not seeing it.
It's on my list. I promise I will watch it.
A fantastic film about the love of a mother and daughter and how it crosses all universes, basically. It's just really, really fun, really enjoyable. It's about relationships, about growth, about timelines, involvement, friends, family. It's a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, it's really good.
A little long in the tooth, I would say, if I had one complaint, but otherwise, it's fantastic, and I highly recommend it.
Is he? Do you think he's in Indiana Jones? The new Indiana Jones?
Absolutely, 100%.
Do you think Shia's in it?
No.
No.
He'll never work again.
No, that's not true. He's still working.
Oh, Shia is actually a really good actor.
Yes, he is. He's fantastic.
He's got some mental issues,
fantastic.
but I think he's a very good actor.
I met him and I was dressed as Hawkeye at the time, old school Hawkeye. And we got a
picture.
I've seen the photograph. We got a picture together.
Were you holding a tray of cocaine and naked?
We're like holding hands like this, like brothers, like fists, and then we both have our fists up like this, and I'm in costume looking goddamn ridiculous. It's great. It's great. Epic. Yeah. Epic.
Normal Tuesday.
If I recall, the costume was a little tight around my man bits, so squatting like that did make things numb for a little bit. That was not a highlight of that moment.
I can imagine not.
Sammy says, I love Scarlet Witch. Really want to see her again. Also excited for Agatha, Coven of Chaos.
Yes. Same, Sammy.
Yeah. And Frank says, Donald, you get a 2-for-1, yelling and pant crapping. How lucky can you get? Yeah. Kevin got to share it with me, as did, I believe, Maria as well. Enrique says, loved it. Gerald says, that was my favorite movie of 2022. It's so wonderfully weird and so touching. He's talking about everything everywhere all at once. Gerald says, Data doing martial arts was amazing. You're not wrong, buddy. Grace says, I saw everything in the theaters 4 times and twice more since then. Wow. And Andrea says, so full of heart, but also so fun. Grace is my new favorite movie. Scott says everything every. Oh, that's a good abbreviation. Was the best film of 2022. Raphael says, what about the Predator movie? Yes, Raphael, it's coming. Alex says, hey all, hate to be a downer, but I was injured and have to type in.
Oh no.
You have to type in? I thought you always had to type in. What do you mean? What happened? Andrea says, hot dog fingers. Yes. Oh, Alex says, now he says, with my left hand. Probably will bounce soon. Oh, dude, this sucks. What were you doing with your right hand that you hurt it, buddy? What were you doing with your right hand?
Lotion.
That you need to type with your left. I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
But seriously,
good
I hope you're all
observation,
right.
Donald.
Thank you.
Good observation, Donald.
Next film. One of the most surprising films of 2022 as far as like excellence in being something rather redundant but being original and fresh. We're talking about Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, now available on Netflix. If you have not seen it, it is dark. It is for adults, and also kids will probably enjoy it also because they won't know any better. But it is definitely a darker version of Pinocchio, and one that I very much enjoyed.
Yeah, same. I thought it was so well done, and it was so beautiful. I don't know. I loved it, and I hate Pinocchio. I hate the story. I hate the Disney version.
Why?
Yeah.
I just think it's super. Okay, the Disney version is super creepy. Come on, the whole like Pleasure Island thing with the boys. Oh my god, that just is so creepy.
You know what? You have to check out one of our old live streams where we did all the true origins, a lot of those Disney cartoons, and we discussed Pinocchio and Peter Pan, like the original stories. They're crazy. They're real dark.
My sister and I do an episode on Pinocchio on our podcast, and it's like we both hate the movie so much. It's like one of our least favorite Disney movies, but I feel like the Del Toro version like redeemed itself because it took out that Pleasure Island thing and it kind of brought it back to like a weird like fascist Italy time period, which kind of it worked. I loved it. I hope it wins.
There's an old man that makes a wooden boy, right? That's still the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate it.
Tracy, do you hate Bambi too?
No, I love Bambi.
Oh, really?
Love Bambi. Bambi's one of my favorite animated movies.
That's horrible.
Okay. Yeah, it's a great film. I think this one's great. I think Tracy hit the nail right on the head with explaining it. So well done, Tracy.
Second time you used that quote.
Yeah, that is. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I said that too. I'll keep saying shit over and over and over again until I get to Glass Onion. That is, it's a Knives Out murder mystery. I will say, guys, pound for pound, we got some of the best murder mystery movies out in 2022. It was a great year for murder mysteries and just murder films in general and unique films. We got Enola Holmes 2, which is, I think, much better than the first. We got Glass Onion, which was pretty dang good. We got See How They Run. We got Confess Fletch. We got Amsterdam. We got Death on the Nile. They just kept coming. So 2022 was a great year for murder mystery shows. And I was super happy about that because I love murder mystery, specifically unique ones. So it was really good to see something really fresh like this. Has everybody seen this or just me and Tracy?
Yes. Oh my God. So
Just you
good.
two.
I love Rian Johnson like a lot. Like he's one of my favorite. Like The Last Jedi is my second favorite Star Wars movie.
Ooh. Oh, man.
Like
Oh.
I'm not afraid
All
to
right,
say
dude.
I own
Turn
it.
off her mic. Turn off her mic now.
Yep.
Oh.
Gotta shut
But,
you
like,
down,
You know what?
Tracy.
We could agree to disagree, but it's okay. Go ahead.
He's
Go on.
so good at like doing a murder mystery. Like this is his thing. He's so good at it. His first movie, Brick, is also like a weird kind of noir. Oh my God. This is his wheelhouse. He should just do these forever.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I
my
agree.
wife just
Should.
walked in the room, and you said The Last Jedi, or whatever the hell that movie was, and she just rolled her eyes. I could feel it in her head, just like, what's going on? Who's that person? And she's a huge Star Wars fan. My wife's a huge Star Wars fan, and she could bring that movie up, and she wanted to karate chop Rian Johnson right across the throat. You want to be on TV?
No. I don't want to be on your
TV.
television. Okay, so we have Glass Onion. Let's go to another fun one that I thought kind of a mystery. Lost City. Now, I'm assuming Tracy and I are the only two that have seen this.
I'm sorry. What movie?
Lost City. It's with Channing
see
Tatum
it.
and Sandra Bullock. No,
Oh, yeah.
I actually
know what
didn't
you're
see
talking
really? Anybody else? Just me?
about. The family saw it and they loved it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's
Yeah.
It harkens back to what I would say would be kind of like the Romancing the
Romancing
Stone.
Stone?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get a lot of that Romancing the Stone feel with it, and it's fantastic.
Fantastic movie, by the way. The
Yeah,
original.
it's basically
Romancing Stone.
Sandra Bullock gets captured, and by Daniel Radcliffe of all people, and Channing Tatum hires Brad Pitt to go help rescue her. He is her inspiration for the covers of her adventure novels, her romantic adventure novels, and he tries to live out that fantasy by going to rescue her because he's the dashing hero when in fact he is not at all. He's kind of a klutz, and him and Brad Pitt have kind of this amazing chemistry within the film, and Daniel Radcliffe's a great villain. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a great adventure comedy romance that I could highly recommend. Let's see. Now this one here, has anybody else seen Marcel the Shell with shoes on? No?
I can't stand that voice.
You can't stand that voice? Well, let me tell you, you missed out, Tracy.
What is that? What is
Because
that?
this film was a gem. It was a darling. And hey, buddy. Hey, Wyatt.
That's my baby.
Oh. Oh.
All right,
Uh,
go.
Really quickly.
Oh, look at that.
Hey,
My
Max.
children, ladies
Hey,
and gentlemen.
Wyatt.
I spawned. All right. All right.
Andrea says we
Go,
watched
go,
Glass
guys.
Onion, not as good as Knives Out. I also love Rian Johnson. Let's see. Maria says, yes, Tracy, so glad some Last Jedi love for once on this podcast.
Yes.
I don't know what to say. This is Tracy's last time on the show.
Yes. I agree.
No. That's not true. That's not
Sammy
true.
says, just watched this with the family a week or so ago. It was really good. Okay. Tracy, did we just become best friends, says Andrea. Oh. Sammy says, still like Knives Out more, but both were fun to watch. Andrea says, Lost City was fine. Oh, wow. What an endorsement. Thank you. My mom saw it. Thank you, Mom. Enrique says Lost City was fun. Thank you, Enrique. Good Lord. You got to pry it out of people. I watched this one on the flight to Paris with Maria, says Sammy. My mom says I liked it very much. Gerald says The Lost City was great. We need more adventure films like this. Thank you, Gerald. Finally, some common sense. Sammy says Romancing the Stone is still way better, but this was fun. I can't argue with that, Sammy. It's one of my favorites of all time.
Romancing the Stone.
Mom says, I saw it, son. It was so cute. Enrique says, yes, it made me cry. Marcel the Shell. My mom thought it was cute. Sammy says, hi, cutie, to the little shell, I hope, unless she's hitting on me again. It's so awkward when she does this. And Janet says, I also like Knives Out better. There was more suspense. Yeah, I mean, Marcel the Shell is about a little shell that gets separated from his family, him and his grandmother. And he goes on an adventure outside of the home, basically, to try to find his family. And it is so touching and so fantastic. In fact, it is so good that we wrote to Marcel himself, the shell, and he decided to come with us on our adventure to Europe. And there are many pictures of Marcel, like at the Eiffel Tower, at the Arc de Triomphe, in Munich in Germany, drinking beer, just having a great time. So Marcel actually and Julio's mom were both all over Instagram just having a blast with us. Yeah. It's true. It's
Thank
true.
you, by the way.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you, by the way.
You're very welcome. Let's see. Nope is another one I think is a fantastic film. Just a great, perfect little sci-fi B film. They put that they put on the big screen. What a treat! I don't know about you guys. I loved it. I thought it was. So
I haven't
good.
seen it, so
Yeah.
it's good enough to watch,
It was
huh?
good. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, definitely.
It was okay. Wasn't as good as Get Out.
I like it out.
Totally different. I think I liked it
Yeah.
more. I liked it more than Get Out, but I can see why
Because
you
you're
would like
the
Get Out
bad
more.
guy and Get Out.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just pushed.
Sorry to bring that up.
I just pushed
Sorry.
a button to make Kevin laugh too. That's how that worked.
You woke him up.
Yeah. Let's see. Enrique says yes. It made me cry. Oh, yeah. It is cute. It is cute.
Enrique is really sensitive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sensitive man.
He's a sensitive man. He's a sensitive man. Another one is a TV series, Obi-Wan. What'd you guys think of Obi-Wan?
I enjoyed it, but I can tell where they added episodes to make it longer instead of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the biggest part. That was the worst part of it. I mean, like it looked great, fantastic. I thought the story, it didn't move. It wasn't smooth, but I really enjoy Ewan McGregor being Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah.
And Alec Guinness obviously is a wonderful Obi-Wan. He was the introduction to it, but Ewan has taken such a. I mean, he is Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
You know, and I would love to see him do it again as an older Obi-Wan. You know,
He took good care of it, of the character.
yeah, he did. He did a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
Did I think the Qui-Gon thing was kind of forced a little bit?
But we should have seen Qui-Gon much earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next
that would have
thing.
been good.
Hulu presents Prey. What a fun movie that really brought like the Predator mythology back to its roots and made you enjoy it again, which because it's been hard to do for a while. Really good. I think we could definitely see more of this in this direction, and I would enjoy seeing Predators fighting in different eras. You know, I think that would be really cool.
Well, they did a good job of it in the Dark Horse series of having it in different places. So I think, I mean, as much as I love the original Predator, and I'm actually a huge fan of Predator 2 with Danny Glover.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's underrated.
I love it. I really do. Yeah, it is very underrated.
It's interesting that you think it's real, and then you talk
What?
about it like it really happened in the city of Los Angeles. They're
It
not
might
real
have.
creatures, Julio. There was
Why
no
are you
cover
being
up.
racist
There
against
was
the
no
Predator aliens, bro?
conspiracy. I'm
Right?
telling you now, it wasn't real. I'm just
All
throwing
right.
it out.
Well, I enjoyed it. I love watching that movie. But I mean, the Dark Horse books did a really good job of putting it in different places. It's just I don't think it's happened very well yet in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
But I have not
They're
watched
working on
Prey. I've
That
not
new
watched Prey,
Predator-
but I've only heard really good things about it.
That new Predator comic is exceptional. So if you get a chance to read that before they cancel it, I highly recommend it. Marvel Comics has been putting that out. Another one I'm going to mention really quickly is The Boys, season 3. We got
so
Soldier
good.
Boy fighting Homelander. You hire a dick to fight a dick. It's like the most amazing thing. You're like, wow, you can't get a bigger piece of shit, and then you find a bigger piece of shit. And you're like, oh crap, what do we do with this bigger piece of shit now? It is so good. Oh, we got to see Love Sausage, Kevin's favorite character.
Hero-gasm.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
Yeah.
And then the setup for season 4 is going to be very interesting. They're going
Mhm.
to fight for the soul of that little boy, of Homelander's son.
Mm-hmm. That the you got to pay the toll to, what is it for the
Yeah, the boy's soul.
The boy's soul. Yeah.
Whole.
Soul. I think it's soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty sure it's soul, buddy.
Soul.
Another one that I thought was, this one's probably my favorite one of the year. The Menu. If anybody has yet to see that,
good.
Anna Taylor-Joy and Ray Fiennes are
Is
just
it Fines?
I don't know, I always call them Fiends. Just
Fiends?
a delight to see on the screen in such a unique film. And having been a cook for a long time and knowing the pressure and what they go through as chefs, as cooks, I can definitely see somebody cracking. And I think it's so freaking good. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody. All I could say is just watch it. Please, please, please
Agreed.
see it.
It's good.
It's fantastic.
I loved it. I loved it a lot.
We got some comments. Andrea says, Nope was fine. Again with the fine. I thought it was creative and wanted to love it, but just didn't. Enrique says, I liked Nope. It took me by surprise. Mom hasn't watched it. Enrique, I'm a sensitive guy, damn it. Frank says, in
good.
Obi-Wan, Emperor Palpatine looked decades older than he should have looked. Qui-Gon's Force Ghost also should not have aged. Raphael says,
Yeah.
No Prey was just well filmed. Gerald says, Obi-Wan was fine, and that's what's sad. I just really want to be amazed by Star Wars again. Yeah, I get that. Enrique says, Prey was so good. It was cool seeing the pistol from part 2 make an appearance at the end. That's true. Sammy says, still need to watch it. Nicholas Holt, thank you, Sammy. He was also in the menu. And he played Beast in the X-Men films, some of them. Enrique says, yeah, the menu was good.
I need 2 seconds to put the kids to bed. Hold on a second.
All right, go for it. Gregarious says the menu was great, dark fun. Gerald says the menu was so good, I had no idea what was going to happen. Thank you, Gerald, the voice of reason. Again, with these comments, man. I totally agree. You didn't know what was going to happen next. With that first guy, like the first cook that came out, and they were talking about him, and he was saying how he was never going to be as good as he wanted to be, and blah blah, and he was a failure, and yada yada yada. And then what happened next was effing insane, and I was here for every moment of it.
And I feel like the trailer made you think it was a different movie.
Yeah.
So then when you watched it, you're like, this is not what I thought it was.
Yeah. You're like, oh shit, this is better. Sammy says, I loved Obi-Wan and seeing Leia as a child. She was so sassy. And my mom says, I saw Nope, haven't seen Prey. Mom, Dad, I think you'd like Prey, actually, if you watched it. I think you might enjoy it. It is on Hulu, so if you get a chance, check it out. We just burned through the menu. Now we're going to another film. This one made me so angry, I wanted to go out and punch the next person I saw. It happened to be a mime out on the street. He didn't say a word, to his credit. And we're talking about the Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh.
An Academy Award darling, and something about, I can't quite put my finger on it, or fingers, but there was just something about that film that just, I can't quite point to it, but it's just, I didn't like it, and in multiple ways, and it just reminded me of relationships I've had in the past when somebody would come up to me and say, I don't want to be your friend anymore. And recently Kevin did that to me, and it really hurt.
Kevin.
And
messed up, dude.
And he was shirtless again when he did it. And
wonderful nipples.
In order to apologize to Kevin, to tell him how much he meant to me, I then dressed up as toilet paper Moon Knight and showed up at his place. And we got through it. So we're friends again.
You should come over to my place dressed like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we both still have all of our fingers intact, so there's that. Yeah, my mom says that was weird. Yeah, the Banshees of Inisherin is totally weird. It's a weird film.
I stopped watching it after like 15 minutes. I was like, nope, I can't do this. This is too depressing and
super goddamn depressing, Tracy. Super depressing.
Yeah.
If you stuck with it, you would just not like yourself or anybody that ever didn't treat you well. It would suck. Gerald says Banshees was so dark and so funny. I did not find it funny, Gerald. Honestly, I couldn't find the humor in it. Because I've experienced that often, like in my life, and it's just, if you ever have that, it just sticks with you, and then you like relive it, and it sucks. Like it's, obviously not this part, but you know what I mean. Raphael says you went as a used napkin Moon Knight. Shut up, Raphael. But Sammy says it was, or Maria says it was funny, but also super mean. Yes, totally mean and not funny. I don't know. I didn't come here for licks. Quite the opposite, actually, I believe is what Maria is referencing with the dog. The Batman I have up on the screen right now. Not exactly my cup of tea, but I did love Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I thought he was phenomenal.
Oh, Colin Farrell's great in everything.
Yep. except for Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh, no, I didn't get to watch that one. I actually was looking forward to seeing that. But I love Colin Farrell, and pretty much he's probably one of my favorite actors.
Oh, he's
Even
fantastic.
in Alexander, you liked an Alexander?
Batman was super
He's
long.
good and he's good and everything.
And
I love-
you had to
I
plan
love
out your
Batman.
bathroom breaks for sure with that film with Batman.
Yep.
I thought it was decent. It was very noirish,
Mhm.
and there was the Penguin scenes were really good,
hmm
and then the ending I had problems with.
I didn't like
Promises,
Paul Dano. Andrea says she loved Paul Dano. He was hilarious. I didn't like him at all. I felt
I
like
didn't think it was hilarious. I
they
thought
did
it was
another
different.
poor representation of the Riddler again. Like they just can't seem to get that character right. It's frustrating. to me.
If somebody had said to me, "You get to make a Batman movie," he's the last one that I would pick. And it's not because it's a negative on the Riddler. I think the Riddler's an amazing character. As a hardcore Batman fan, I think the Joker is easier than the Riddler. The Riddler has always been trying. They never changed the Joker ever. You ever notice that?
Yeah.
Joker pretty much stays pretty true in all kinds of
Mhm.
media. The Riddler, they've always tried to get people to try to understand them more. They try to modernize them. And I like this direction that they went with him because
Mhm.
it makes it more human. But at the same time, I would never. I think it's the most challenging thing in the world is to do the Riddler.
Mhm.
Even more
Dude,
challenging than the Joker.
So you like the Zodiac Killer approach?
I do. I really do. I've always been intrigued by. I don't want to say a fan of the Zodiac Killer, but I think he's of all the serial killers. I think he's the most creative. He's the most interesting. He's the most complex.
Hmm.
So, putting him in that, giving him that kind of twist in the Riddler thing, I thought it was different. It was fun. It's just a unique take. I would never touch the Riddler.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Especially not in his
Two-Face,
no-no
I think, is the one that you should do. That hasn't been done well, but I think is the easiest one to do is Two-Face because this is just one multiple personality, you know.
All right.
But
it is starting to rain pretty hard here again. I don't want to lose reception. So let's quickly move on to Top Gun Maverick. What did you guys think of that one?
I didn't see it.
I love it.
I liked it. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't love it, but I liked it. It was a fun movie. Definitely took you back to the old movie. Tom Cruise, doing a great job there. And it was also great to see Val Kilmer, and possibly, it was touching. His scenes were touching. Touching.
Yeah.
Are you guys huge fans of Top Gun, the original?
No, not at all.
Okay, so I'm not a huge fan of Top Gun. I think Top Gun's a fun movie, it has great moments, but the ending of Top Gun, I never understood. It was just like, you don't know who you're fighting. The special effects around it weren't great. So then you get Top Gun Maverick, where you know who the bad guy is, you know what the mission is, and you see it develop better than the original. So I think it's far superior.
I agree.
To the original.
It is a better film in every single way. And it's great. I think it's one of maybe 3 films that took this many years off and actually was able to be really good.
Like Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Right. And there's not many films out there that do that, that take that time away. Like, have you watched Anchorman 2?
Man, I really do.
Don't even try. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think it's a great film. It's very emotional, and it's got a lot of great acting in it, and it's fun. It's an original story too. It's something that's not a Marvel film or whatever. And it ended up being the second highest grossing film of last year, which is surprisingly
What was
phenomenal.
the first highest grossing movie of last year?
Avatar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Already.
Yep, already.
Right.
Wakanda Forever.
Didn't see it.
Thoughts on that? I know Kevin saw it. Tracy, did you get to see it?
I did. I saw it twice actually. It was too long. I think it was too long. I mean, it had great action sequences, but it was too long.
Yeah, it was a bit long in the tooth, I will say.
one of the
Andrea
sacrifices I
says
had to
my
make.
favorite Tom Cruise movie is that motorcycle stunt he just did. That man is crazy.
Oh my god.
Sammy says Legend is still my favorite Tom Cruise movie. Enrique
What is
loved
it?
Legend. She's not wrong.
Oh
it's
yes,
it's his best
Legend is
film.
good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
I like.
Maria says Maverick
that
was
one.
awesome. Raphael says Top Gun
Collateral.
was
He's
good.
good at
Worth the
Collateral.
watch.
I love Collateral.
Oh, Mom hasn't
Acting
seen it
wise,
yet.
Tom is on fire on that.
Wakanda Forever, again, Tracy, you're correct. It was a little bit long. I don't know how I feel about Namor or Namor or however the hell they make you pronounce shit.
Did you ever think that he was going to be Latino?
No, I never
I-
thought that.
I
I
never
always,
thought he
honestly,
would.
when I was younger, I always thought he was Asian,
Me too.
and that's just because the
I-
way they did the eyebrows
Yeah.
and the eyes and the angular face and stuff. When they would do
Yeah.
villains
Mhm.
in the 30s and 40s in comic books, they would oftentimes make them Japanese or of Asian descent, and they would give them that angular
Mhm.
face and the hard eyebrows and stuff, and the thin eyes, and they did that with Namor too. So
Yeah.
to me, it was very confusing. So I would
I was not
I would have
happy that he was
understood.
Latino.
Yeah, I would have understood if they would have made him, of Asian descent, and
Yeah.
and that would have made sense
I would
in
have
my
preferred it.
brain. But they went with the Aztec, whatever you want to go with. Is it Mayan
Mayan.
culture? And I'm not against that, but I'm also, I don't know. I just didn't feel it was necessary to do.
Mm.
So, whatever. Overall, Ironheart I thought was an unnecessary character that was just thrown in just to introduce her, which is fine.
I thought the Target commercial was better.
Yeah, there was a pretty good Target commercial, I will say. Maria liked it too, she said. I didn't fall asleep in any of the action sequences in Wakanda Forever. Yeah, there were some really great moments. I will say, we did talk about this before, but our girl, Kevin, she fucking nailed it. Like, she was amazing.
Angela Bassett, you mean? Angela
Yes.
Bassett? Oh, yeah,
She-
absolutely.
Yeah.
Was the star of this film. Like,
You think she's
so
gonna
good.
you think she'll get an Academy Award nomination?
I hope so.
I believe,
It'd be a sin if
deserves
she
it.
didn't.
She deserves one. She deserves one.
It would be a sin if
Absolutely
she did
deserves
not.
one.
Yeah, she's fantastic. What's your favorite Angela Bassett movie?
Angela Bassett.
Think about that. So many.
Jeez, man, I don't know. That is a tough
What's that
one.
Ray
I would
Fiennes
say,
movie?
I would say what's love
The,
got to do with it is pretty phenomenal.
Oh, she's great, fantastic in that. But
Yeah.
I like her in that sci-fi movie with Ray Fiennes.
Super.
Strange Days.
Strange Days.
Strange
I
Days.
love
Oh
Strange
yeah,
Days.
that was
Strange
so
Days.
long ago. I
So
remember that
good.
too. Yeah, she was great in that. I
Strange
forgot
Days.
about that.
Catherine Bigelow directed that one, I believe.
Yeah, such a good movie.
That was a New Year's Eve, New Year's
Yeah.
Day film, if I recall. So if you ever want to watch that on New Year's Eve, it's not a bad one to watch.
It's a good one. Very good.
Maria says, true, if they cut Ironheart out, it would have flowed better and fixed the running time issues. Sammy says, these days I can't think of Tom Cruise without thinking of Scientology. Let it go, Sammy. Andrea says, when he first came out of the water, I was blown away. I loved him. Oh, Gerald, you better
I've
have
heard
to
a
have
lot
a
of people
talk.
talk about them.
You're going to have a talk with her because she's going to end up with action figures and you're going to go to sleep and you're going to be like, what's this toy doing in the bed? And Andrea's going to be like,
Ooh.
nothing,
I like
nothing.
it.
That's
I like it.
that's the kid's toy. And he'll be like, oh, okay. And then secretly
yeah.
he'll be thinking, what's going on here? Well, now you know.
Make a TikTok.
Now you know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Gray says he loves Strange Days. So I just want to mention really quickly, if you go to www.half's hot sauce and you type in the coupon code Donald Hiccups,
What?
you will save 10% off your order. So check that out. Highly recommended. They have a lot of amazing hot sauces. Huge collection. Sugar Rush Peach, Trippy Pickle, Main Squeeze, which is a watermelon rhubarb. They have so many good hot sauces. Also, we are sponsored by Splattered Frog Brewing. So if you go to splatteredfrog.com and type in the coupon code SHORTBOX, you will save 20% off your order. And that gets you 20% off a lovely trucker hat like this with the mesh or a regular cotton back, T-shirts, koozies for your beer, pint glasses, you name it, they have it. That gets you 20% off your order, which is phenomenal. They do a really good job there, so definitely check them out also. So Splattered Frog and Half Hats Hot Sauce, check them out. Before we go, I want to do an in memoriam. So what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to show some images and play a little music. So you guys can enjoy. Now, I know how they do it at the Academy, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Let's have some fun music. Let's have something a little more lively, a little more jazzier to celebrate these people.
Jazzier.
Not be like all sad that they're gone, but be happy that we experienced
Be
them.
happy that they're dead?
No, be happy that they were alive to begin with, and we got to be around them.
And
they
left
50% of the people that died.
and they left a mark,
They left a mark
right,
right across here when they slapped Kevin.
Yeah. When they fell down on the ground.
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Yep, here we go. So
Fuckers.
I'm going to be pulling this up here in a moment, and let's see what we got here. Okay, give me 1 sec. Okay, and almost there.
What are you doing? Special effects?
Yeah, no, I'm looking for something in particular here if I could find it. It's an MP3. Where are you at, MP3?
All right.
I'll find it. I'm going to find it, guys. Don't worry. I'm going to find it. In the meantime, Kevin is going to enthrall you with a story of the time he met a celebrity.
Oh.
Which one?
I don't know. Just.
Oh, shit. Come on, man. Just tell us.
Well, speaking of in memoriam, one of my favorite celebrities that I met when we used to still work at the ArcLight was Brittany Murphy. And I have to say, she was quite a sweetheart. I mean, she went out of her way when she came to the box office to talk to me and ask me where I was from. And, you know,
she gave you cocaine?
No.
No, what?
She gave me cocaine.
I highly doubt that.
That's a true story.
Okay.
No.
True story.
All right.
She was a good Jersey girl.
All right, Kevin, I'm ready. Here we go.
Alrighty.
First image up. We're going to start with Estelle Harris. Not a lot of people might remember Estelle, but if you watch Seinfeld,
George's mom.
She was fantastic. So here we go.
Fantastic.
Here's the music. Get a little tiki bar music going.
Yeah. I want to have margaritas now.
Right?
Yeah, fuck, dude.
So then we're going to move on. Angela Lansbury, everybody. Passed last year.
And if you remember, 2 years ago, her show won one of our TV tournaments.
Murder, She Wrote. Won it all. I don't know how, but it did. Anne Heche, everybody.
I can tell you.
I forgot how she died.
Yeah. Ran her car into something.
Push her into a train.
Kevin's favorite.
And Hayes.
Kevin really had quite an attraction to Barbara Walters. So here she is.
I don't know about that.
It was awkward. Kevin. Can't forget Bob Saget.
Yep.
That was a sad one.
That was a sad one.
I wasn't too sad.
Uh-oh. We got some football near. Franco Harris, everybody.
Fuck, that was a bummer.
That was a total bummer. What a nice guy.
That was a total bummer.
And speaking of bummers, how about Watermelon Smashing Gallagher?
The watermelons finally got back to him.
Yep, that's true. They did. George Perez, everybody. George Perez. That was a sad one. He seemed like such a nice guy. Really loved life, it seemed like, Then we're going to go with Gilbert Gottfried, everyone. Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, great. Love Gilbert Gottfried.
That was a tough one. Howard Hessman, for those that remember him.
Oh, yes. He was great. Dr. Johnny Fever.
Yep, and WKRP.
I love WKRP.
Also was in Sorry to see him go.
Look at those 8-tracks.
Ivan Reitman, director of Ghostbusters.
I actually met him.
Is he nice?
Very nice.
How about James Caan, everybody? That
Corleone.
Jerry Lee
Yeah, he
Lewis went out and they blazing ball of
Great
fire.
ball.
Yeah.
Married his cousin.
Yes, that's true. He did. Kevin Conroy, everybody, the voice of Batman.
Yeah, that was a tough one too.
That was a
Yeah,
tough
that was
one.
bad.
That was actually kind of crazy.
Yep. Kirstie Alley, everybody. Sad to see her go.
My
That
dad
pretty
was
sad.
really, really sad when she passed.
That's tough.
And
Leslie Jordan, how about this darling of a man?
Oh,
Such a sweet
that
lady.
was bad. That was
Loretta Lynn for those country western fans.
oh, that broke my heart.
So
That was a hard one.
Louis Anderson. Oh, I love Louis Anderson.
Yeah.
He seemed like such a nice guy. Follow it up with his favorite food, meatloaf.
Oh, that one hurt.
That guy would do anything.
That one hurt.
except for
Yes,
that.
he would.
Except for that.
Yeah.
Naomi Judd.
Rock
Speaking of
Picture
another
Show, man.
country film, Naomi Judd. Naomi
Yeah.
Judd.
That was unexpected, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think she'd be happy as fuck. Not true.
Here's a tough one for you. Neil Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember, we did our interview with him about 3 years ago.
Yes, we did. Neil Adams. Let me bring that up really quick.
That's a great picture, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's like ultra young Neil.
That's why I said that to Donald.
There's the link.
Get him in his prime.
There's a link to our Neil Adams podcast if anybody wants to check that out. He was great.
My dad was so excited that I got to work with him.
Right?
You
Isn't
should
that
talk
cool?
about this guy when you were a kid.
Oh, her, Michelle Nichols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
Got,
sad thing.
got to see her at Comic Con a few years ago, so I was glad I had a chance to see her. For the last appearance.
That spurred me to go meet William Shatner, which did not turn out the
Yep.
way I thought.
That's what she said.
But that's what she said. Oh. Olivia
Michelle
Newton-John, everybody.
Oh, heartbreak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Paul Sorvino.
Partied with him.
Did
Yeah,
you?
partied with that guy. Yeah. I'll let you
That
know
was,
about
that
that.
was his last night, actually. I think you.
Yeah, that's,
Queen
I'll tell you about
Elizabeth II.
don't care.
Some people do. She liked you. She talked about you all the time.
Yeah, I hang out with her grandson to help him write his memoirs.
So did Ray Liotta. He had a lot of darling things to say. That was a shitty
Dude,
one.
Ray Liotta did. That sucked.
Yeah.
That was a big one. That's a bad one.
Robbie Coltrane. That's a tough one.
Oh, that was
Coltrane.
Well, Paul Sorvino and Ray Liotta were Goodfellas, man.
Yeah.
Losing half the cast.
Uh-oh. Here's going to be a tough one for you, Julio. We're talking Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon.
Yeah. Childhood, man. Childhood.
Heck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Razor.
bad guy.
Sidney Poitier.
Dude, I got to talk to that
So
guy
bad.
every day, every Wednesday for 2 years.
Oh, that's awesome. What?
Yeah. Great experience, man. Good, genuinely good guy. He would do his own groceries every Wednesday.
Vin Scully, everybody. Vin Scully.
Yeah.
An institution in Dodgers world in Los Angeles. Gotta mention it. And last but not least, William Hurt. That one was
Oh,
a
yeah.
shock, such a surprise.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming at all. Some of these people, you're like, oh yeah, that person's down there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like I get to ban somebody. We have some porn stuff. Sorry, banning you.
Oh, you didn't mention that I took a shock to was Taylor Hawkins,
Yeah.
Foo Fighters.
It's true.
Yeah, super nice guy, fun to hang out with, and just down to earth. I mean, the guy is the biggest rock band in the world, and you can walk down the street and run into him in Burbank.
That's insane.
Yeah, very cool, very nice.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's gonna do it for Miranda.
Yeah.
And
Dead, by the way.
yeah. Thank you guys for being a part of this and listening.
Thanks for bumming me out.
Yeah, no problem. At the end here, that's
You
what
know
I'm
who
all about.
you didn't bring up is Irene Cara.
Oh yes, Fame.
fame. Yeah, those are the first
gonna live
boobies
for-
I've
I'm
ever
live
seen.
forever.
She wanted to live forever.
Yeah.
Yep. Norm Macdonald, Gerald. Yes, Norm Macdonald. I did not put in there stupidly.
Whoa, no, I don't think that's right. Norm
Yeah.
Macdonald's still alive.
No, Norm Macdonald's gone, man. He passed.
No, he's not.
No, he's definitely one of my favorite comics of all time. But I don't think he died this year.
Last year,
This year.
I thought he did.
Oh my
last
God, that
year.
that killed me because I was such a huge Norm Macdonald fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, but just like the Academy Awards, we had to leave a few out that just shocked you and went, wow, why? So
Yeah.
there we go. We did that. So thank you guys for being a part of our review of 2022. Thank you, Julio. Thank you, Tracy, for being
Thank you,
such
Tracy.
a gracious guest here and putting up with us. We appreciate it. And we appreciate
Absolutely.
you, the audience out there. Thank you for tuning in. Please check us out on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. You name it, we are on it. You can catch us live show pretty much every Monday. Now that we've rebranded, Rumble Pop will be back next Monday, where we will be doing things we are looking forward to in 2023. If they had a good time here, perhaps we will have the same guests we had this week, but you never know. Maybe they hate us now, which I can't blame them. Kevin says some really infuriating things sometimes.
Wow, really?
Just-
Tracy already
Really?
texted me she's never coming back.
That's
Yeah.
not true. Tracy.
I just
So
got a-
messed
invited
up,
back.
Tracy.
Picture of a
Tracy
middle
is
finger.
invited
That's
back
all I got.
next week. She could come
That's
back
all I
next
got.
week.
But good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We are Rumble Pop. If we don't see you anytime soon, perhaps we will rumble at the pop. I don't know. We haven't come up with a tagline
Ooh.
yet.
That's
we're
terrible.
working on
we
it.
will pop off. We will
We're-
pop off.
Nope, that
no,
sounds
no,
perverted, Kevin.
no.
That sounds like
no,
you're gonna-
No.
Yep.
That is terrible,
Pop,
Kevin.
pop, motherfuckers. Bye.
Oh, pop.